And did you
Okay.
get the recording I sent you?
Yes, I got it.
Did you get a chance to look at it and review it?
Yeah.
Hey man, you review these just like you would review some game tape. Okay.
Okay.
So so with Frazier, okay, let's just get right into it, man. You know how we get down.
All right.
Um, Lindsey Huddleston with SPS here with Caron Williams after a loss. Wow, devastating loss. Frazier High School, 14-point win. This team has been 1-5 at this point, and you guys have had 5 games in. So tell us what happened.
We couldn't get anything to fall. I had 19 in the first half, but second half I couldn't. I wasn't touching the ball for real. But I got some shots off, but they didn't go in, so I couldn't hit nothing.
So you're saying you didn't touch the ball, so your teammates didn't give you the ball, which is the reason why you lost?
No, we was just trying to run our plays, run our sets, and they boxed and won me the whole game, and I just couldn't get no touches.
So again, you say you didn't get touches. And you were trying to run your set, so the coach didn't draw up any plays for you.
No, he didn't draw many plays for me.
So it's the coach's fault that you guys lost because he didn't get you the ball.
No, it was our fault. We didn't run through the
Okay.
sets.
Well, I'm just listening to what you said. You said you didn't get any touches, and then you also said that they didn't draw up any plays because of the box one. Is that what you said? Do we need to play the tape back?
Nah.
Okay. So who do you guys play next?
Oh, we play Wednesday we play Fitzgerald, and Friday we play Lakeshore, and Saturday we play South Lake.
So what's going to be different about this game on Wednesday compared to the one against Frazier last week, 2 weeks ago?
We gonna run through our sets and get better offensively and defensively.
Okay. So I hear you guys are on COVID protocol. This is your first game back since COVID protocol.
Yes.
So what's going on? Teammates not wearing a mask, not social distancing. What's the problem?
It was actually with Frazier. One of the kids had COVID, and then we got the call a couple of days later, and so we
Okay.
had to be quarantined.
Okay. Is it true some of the rumors I may have heard that some of you guys aren't wearing your masks in practice and you guys aren't social distancing? It's just a rumor, but is it true?
No, it's not true. It's false.
It's false. Okay. I'm just curious. Do you wear your mask?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll stop right there. That was What do you think about that one?
Uh, in the middle of it, I don't know. I just stopped talking, and I said one word
Well,
and stopped talking.
well, what you did is I didn't talk, so you didn't talk, and I don't really have a problem with that because what you didn't do. This is like I said. I think for the most part, we're going to focus on what's tougher because the one thing you said you probably didn't catch it, and you're speaking casually, and I'm pouncing on certain things just to take advantage of it. You said I didn't get any touches. Now,
Yeah,
depending on what I was on, you see how I was able to go run with that.
yeah,
So even if it's your friendly guy, you got to just be mindful of it. And I know you were just comfortable, but you can see how something like that, if somebody wanted to run with that, because you
yeah,
said you didn't get any touch. I'm like, oh, I'm like, let me exploit that. And to be honest, man, any journalist, in all fairness, if a player says that, good, bad, or indifferent, they got a right to really explore that a little bit. So what you have to realize is that as comfortable and casual as you are, words matter. And as you move up, especially as the year goes on, now we're in March now. Everybody's going to qualify for your playoffs, right?
yeah,
So a couple good games, man. You may be playing in a high caliber type scenario, and that's when more of the press and stuff come out, and then that's when you get more of the veteran reporters who are around, and they pick up on things like that. And I don't want to nitpick, but I still think it's worth putting those things out. How just that little comment, I didn't get enough touches. I didn't
yeah,
take it as you're just saying you didn't. It ain't like it was somebody's fault. However, that's me giving you the benefit of the doubt. Now, how many people you think will give you the benefit of the doubt going forward? Okay,
no,
with your ambitions, with going as far as you can possibly go, the further you move up, are these going to be reporters with less experience or more experience?
excuse me.
The further you move up in your basketball career, are you going to be coming in contact with reporters with less experience or more experience?
Less.
No, it'd be more. As
If
you
I'm,
move up, as you
yeah.
move up in your basketball
Oh,
career,
okay. Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
okay. We're good. As you move up in your basketball career, as you move up, you're going to be getting with more seasoned reporters who
Yeah,
live for stuff like that. And it's not even say they're trying to catch you up. They're like, oh, he said he wasn't getting enough touches. Let's run with that. And then there's a lot of meat on this one that we discussed. I'm glad we're recording this one like all of them. So then we moved. And then it was also an opportunity to get on your coach. then you said, well, they ran a box and one, and even though you were kind of clear, like, look, that that box and one, but then you gave me an opportunity to attack your coach by saying, oh, so it was the coach fault, right? And I think you're good. One thing I think we can work on develop a little bit more. You're good with not saying too much, but also, and this is kind of getting a little bit deeper, only because we're getting further along, and you're really picking up on this. You don't want to get to the point where not saying too much hurts you. You follow me? So it's
Yeah,
almost that gray area. It's almost that little spot in the middle. I'm not telling you to go on and on and on, just be talking. But also, you want to give me a little bit more because I think what you're doing is you're trying to be careful. You're trying to be mindful, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm telling you, you still can be careful and mindful with just a little bit more. So if we're at a point where on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest, you're definitely not at a 5 with just chatterbox. But you're probably around the 2.5, 3, 2.5. And I think a good space for you to be in is a 3 to 4. So can you see what that is?
yeah,
We said 1 through 5, 5 being the highest, being the most, so we don't want you at a 5. You're just talking and talking. We don't want that because that's also dangerous because that means a whole lot more stuff that you can put out there that they can grab, and it's just too much. One is you ain't talking at all. I'm telling you, you at like a 2.5. We want to push you that 3 or 4. So all I'm saying is I want to give me a little bit more. So when you say a comment, for example, let's go back, and I can't stop the recording now, but I will go back to what you said. I think you said, "Hey, I didn't get enough touches." What are some of the things you said in that first part? Let's go try to remember. When I said, "Hey, you took a 14-point loss to Frazier." Um, let's just kind of go over that one again, just so I say, "Hey, you took a 14 loss to Frazier. Tell me what went on." So go ahead, respond to that.
we missed a lot of shots. We wasn't really playing defense,
Okay.
like better defense that we should.
Okay. So right there, let's just stay with the numbers game. You gave me a 2.5. But what now you can do, you can add something to it. One little thing. But number 4 was really good with getting his shots up. He did really good coming off the screen, and that's probably something we got to work on. So everything you said was fine, but now you talked about a player. And let me tell you, man, there's nothing wrong with you acknowledging another player that played great. Don't get into that. Don't feel. And in my personal opinion, this is someone who I was just on a call with Izzo last night after they beat Michigan State. I mean, after they beat Michigan, he'd be the first one to tell you, "Oh, that number 4, that Dickerson, is really good." That's a Hall of Fame coach. Okay,
Yeah,
if we can't take lessons from a Hall of Fame coach, I don't know who. Now he don't turn around and say he's better than my team. He says he's good, but I think that'll also be that's leadership. So did somebody get live? Was it like did somebody really go off at Frazier?
not really, but a couple players like 25, no 24, number 5, they had their most points. They had like 12, 13 each.
Hey, you can say that because that's like because see that's not see what I don't want you to see. Caron, we're going to separate you from everybody else. Okay,
Yeah,
what your mother decided to do, what you did when I met you, you already were creating separation. So we're going to separate you from the guys who just got a jersey and they played in high school. Okay, we're going to separate you. You're going to be able to see part of what you're doing is you can give a scouting report. So what we're going to do now is just with what you said, we're going to go back and we're going to do it. We're going to start it over. But now I want you to add a little bit information that you may have about a player. You say, and then it can be an acknowledgement of respectful. Say it the way you would want them to talk about you. What number do you wear?
a 22.
Hey man, that number 22, I think his name is Williams. I mean, he really put us to the test. That's not jocking him. That's not, like saying he better than me, but that's acknowledgement, man. I mean, that's the same way you would acknowledge a player just if you got on the court with him. You like if you knew he
Yeah,
was really good, you go get on the court like, all right, let me get ready for my man. Now you wouldn't articulate that, but now we're at the part where you can talk about it. So let's go back and we'll start again. And what we're doing now, we're moving you from a 2.5 to a 4. You feel me? So all that is a little bit more. And if you need, and what you're doing now, you're talking about how you play, then you're acknowledging another human. You're acknowledging a player somewhere. And that's going to give you a little bit more. And you don't got to go all in and say he this, and that, but you just go add a little bit more. Then we'll review that, okay? All right. This is Lindsey Ellis with SPS back in the building here with Caron Williams after a 14-point loss against Frazier High School. Caron, you want to tell me what happened here?
we weren't really playing defense. Our offense was terrible. We didn't run any sets. I got boxed in one. Me and my teammate, number one, Donovan Wesley, we both got boxed in one the whole game. We really couldn't find people or get our shots off. But number 24 and number 5 on Frazier was low-key killing us. They had 13, 14 each, and that's all we had to do was just stop them, and we won.
Stop right there, man. Hey, that's it. You understand me? When
Yeah.
you go back and you look at this video, and when we do the second one, I want you to lock into that because you were being straight up. I could get into detail about we weren't running our defense, but that's not. But make sure you kind of. And I'm really getting technical now. I've got two things going on because what you want to do if you get a chance, you want to be able to acknowledge that your coach did prepare you guys. Coach prepared us, but we didn't execute. But then it's a fine line because you don't want to be throwing your teammates on the bus. So that's when you can take it. Remember I told you when you win, you give your props to your teammates, and when you lose, you take it. Remember we talked about that? So let's kind of go with that one a little bit because I think we can get a lot out of this one. And this is a huge progress that we're making. And I love the fact that we're able to take it to this point. So going back to this one again, you did an excellent job recognizing those other players. And you were very authentic. You say, yeah, number 22, they low-key killed us. That's you talking. If I didn't know you, I'm like, all right, that's probably who that kid really is. So that means like, dang, he giving it. Now, guess what? Now your interview is interesting. Now you got cats like, man, I want to play his interview again. You know what I'm saying? Now they kind of tune in, and I'm not saying you're doing it because you want to have hey, everybody look at me, but we know what the goal is. You're trying to take it somewhere else. So now, like I told you the first time we met, first time we had a set, well, I can't even say it like that. Our first virtual session because we had our other session. Now that's all kind of making sense. So I want to go back to that, but there's so many things you added. You totally took it to a 4. You took it to a real solid 4. Almost a 4.5 being the best, with a 5 being too much because you added a little bit more. The only thing I will get into the weeds of dissecting is making sure that we get back to those original rules. When you win, it's the team. When you lose, it's you. Because you can handle that. Last night I asked Izzo, I said, you need to follow what social media are you on?
Twitter, Instagram.
Okay. Are me and you on Instagram together?
No, I don't think so.
All right, what's your IG?
It's Caron.
Hold up. 1 second. All right, Caron
_ Williams 22.
Okay. Yep, I probably got you in there for a long. All right, boom. I know you don't got a lot on here, but I want you to go back. I want you to look at my Instagram. I want you to look at all the interviews that the guys are where you want to be doing. I want you to look at the interviews with Izzo, look at the interview with Aaron Henry, interviews with Josh Langford. Look at these guys because the reason why they put them out there is not because they play so good, but they're kind of doing it really well. Okay. So using Izzo, for example, last night I kind of put it on him and he took it. I was like, dude, you want to give yourself a pat on the back for what you've done this season, considering? And the first thing he started doing is acknowledge other people. Oh man. And at the end, he was like, thanks. But he's been doing this for 30 plus years. And he always knows he's showing you the way to do it. Like it's best to give props to other people instead of taking it for yourself. And people will respect that, like, oh man, he's humble, he's humble. And when your team get jammed up, if you eat it, that was on me. That was on me. What you do is you nullify, and what that term means, I'm not trying to be funny, that means you end anybody have an opportunity to get at you. That's like a fat kid cracking a joke on you saying I'm fat. You know, that's like crazy. He said, I'm taking your power away. So when you do this, man, you take the power away from the interviewer who may be trying to put something on you to challenge you. Okay. So again, that rule is when you guys do great and win, man, my teammates. Like that 14-point game, like, you know what, I need to do a better job, whatever, because you can take that. So let's go back. Let's do it again just to be doing it.
All right.
So hey, this is Lindsey Hudson on SPS, and there with Caron Williams, man, after a 14-point loss to Frazier. Caron, tell us what happened, man.
Oh, we took a tough loss. The coach prepared us for this game, and we came in there thinking we were going to blow them out because they were the last team in the conference. So yeah, we came in there thinking we was going to blow them out the gym, but we couldn't get anything to fall. Running our sets, we didn't run them, and 24 and number 5 were killing us. That's all we had to stop. Then they had nobody else for real after that.
Shut it down, man. That's it. That's the one. That's it. Whatever mindset you had, whatever, because you almost had the cheat code because you knew where we was going. That is it. You understand me?
Yeah.
You came in, you said, hey, you gave props. You said our coach prepared us, but we thought, because they had they was in at last, which is people can relate to that. And that sounds like, oh, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Which is probably what happened when Michigan came to play Michigan State. Not to say Michigan State wasn't ready to play. People get that. And then you went on, so now, man, you like this. You like entertainment now. And I don't mean entertainment like buffoonery, like some guys is like, oh, like they're looking at you to laugh at you. But you're entertainment that people are like, wow, okay, this dude is telling us what happened with the game. He's getting us into the mind of the players. I mean, that one you just did, perfect. Okay? Because took care of your coach. You didn't throw your players you didn't throw your team under the bus. Because some guys are like, yeah, man, and I had 20, you know what I'm saying? But guys just really, and you can hear it in them. But you like, nope. Ooh. So whatever you felt, whatever you were feeling, that's the space you want to be in. But you seem to have a good command of that. What did you think about that?
No, that was real good. I was under control.
Mm-hmm. Are you still holding your hand? Doing the hand? Good. Because I do not see any movement. And I hate that you could probably have to tear your hand up throughout your career. But if that's what it takes, that's it. But no, man, I want to emphasize that was it. Okay, good. So now we can get off of X's and O's and just points and talk a little bit about the issues that come up around the social issues. For example, if you got interviewed, I know if I interviewed you, when you play again? When do you play again?
2 weeks ago. Oh, the next game coming up?
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Okay. All right. And it's where you said all 3 games, but I forgot that quick. Where you play?
We play at Fitzgerald Wednesday, and then we play at home against Lakeshore.
See, if I was interviewing you, and it may not happen only because it's not like first thing I want to know about was the COVID protocol. I want to know about what was it like, going through the COVID. And I'm not trying to catch you guys up, but the thing about it is when you get these are called the human interest stories. Who is Caron Williams? Tell us about your family. What did you do during the COVID protocol? And while you're doing that, you always got to be mindful that you make sure you don't say anything that puts the team in a bad light. Like, yeah, man, we was on COVID, but we kind of still got together. Even if y'all did, and I'm not saying you did, but even if you know how it is, Cass was getting together. And I don't even want you to respond because I'm not trying to get you to incriminate yourself. Not that you would, but my point being is those are things you got to be mindful of because that'll turn into the story. We're interviewing Caron Williams and whatnot, and he made us aware that there was a COVID violation. And Cass go run with that. So I just put that out there, and it's not to make you always on edge about what you say. However, you don't want to get too comfortable with anything. So let's do this. Let's do a post game, win or lose. Okay, let's get you a dub coming off the COVID. And how long are you guys on COVID protocol? 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay, and this is Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Okay, let's see what you got. Hey, this is Lindsey Huddles from SPS back in the building. I'm here with Caron Williams. Man, these guys are on COVID protocol for 2 weeks. Last game they played, they lost to Fraser about 14, but hey, they came up out of there and kind of got all that back. A 20-point win, kind of like a blowout. Caron, you were leading the scores with 35, a little bit under your average, but tell us about the game.
Oh, it was a great game. It was a good game coming back. We only had 1 day to prepare for this game, and the coach, we ran through all the plays, and we executed that we didn't do last week.
Right. So you only had 1 day once you got off the protocol, you only had 1 day in the gym?
Yes, and it was a 2-hour practice.
Okay, 2 hour. So what were you guys doing on protocol? You guys get together as a team? You guys get together and play video games and hang out as a team since you were out?
No, we just hit each other up every day and see how we was doing, see if they was getting in the gym or playing outside in their backyard.
Okay.
Just stay in shape.
Okay, so what? So how many? Like a couple of you guys would get together on a regular basis to go outside and play?
No, we just stay in the house or went outside and play, go to the park by ourselves.
Okay. I mean, wow, you didn't get to see any of your teammates during that time?
No, we couldn't. No.
Okay, all right, I understand. Let me stop right there. Very good. Very good. Did you see where I was trying to go with that?
Yeah.
Do you see how casually that could have been something, whether it happened or not? And it could have been very well the truth because you didn't, but oh yeah, man, we did get together, blah, blah, because you're not thinking, man, at the end of the day, with the exception of me, You got to think everybody trying to get you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's cool, and then wait till you get the female reporters. Wait till you get the female reporters who putting on a little glitter, and you seeing the shirt glittering, and and they are attractive with the goal of being eye candy for television. And what happens is that get a lot of cats off their square. They get comfortable and they end up giving up information that can jack them up. And she turned around and run with it. I had many a reporter, man. This is even before I was in sports. All they was looking for was a hot story, and they would throw you under the bus to get it. This when I was working for the governor. Little chick, oh, she's very attractive. You know what I'm saying? But I remember our legal counsel like Lindsay, don't like. I said, yeah, man, I got this reporter I'm about to go out with. It was like Lindsay, be careful. I'm like, what you mean? Like she might be trying to get a story. I was like, oh, okay, but I didn't care because she was banging, right? We went out. We go out to get something to eat, whatever, whatnot. She showed up late, a little tacky self, and then we go on over there, and something told me. So I said, for the record, I ain't giving you no information. She got mad. She was like, well, why you got to be like that? Why? I said, oh, so that was it. Now I'm not saying every woman or every reporter is out to get you, but why not present yourself as that? Because here's the thing: if you meet somebody within the course of them doing their job, that's who you got to believe they are, man. If you meet somebody and you met this person, male or female, and they are a reporter, believe that that's who they are and treat them like that. See, this is I can't have this conversation with a lot of young people because they're not really there. But you've shown your maturity, shown where you got to go. So that's why I'm gonna give you more to process. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, because as you go forward, man, what happens is it can be very enticing. It can be very exciting to be able to be like, oh wow, this is cool, and now you off and running. Or they'll say, hey, let me get your number so I can stay in touch. Reporters do that all the time. I got all the players' numbers on my phone. I text back and forth, but I don't personally use it for a story because my relationship is a little different. But anyway, I say all that to say I'll put those things out there. Before we kind of get into another one, let's do like a recap of what we got so far. What are some things that have stood out to you, and what are some things you think we probably can spend more time on too?
Uh, like my saying, I keep saying, I think we need to work on that a little bit more.
Okay, okay. Honestly, you may say it, you probably are saying it, but I will tell you, you're not saying it to the point where it's come to my attention like that. Because to be honest, now that you say it, I say yeah, but you're not saying it to the point where, because put it this way, Caron, you have enough substance in your conversation that for some reason I'm not hearing that. I'm not saying it's not there. I'm not saying you don't want to acknowledge it, but I will say, like the last one you did, you're giving so much information that it's like okay, so it's not so we can be mindful of it. Do I have an answer for It's kind of tough, man, because the real best answer for are some actual real words, and the more you talk, the more you won't say So I'll keep an eye on it, but for me, it's not glaring. What was the most glaring thing you had last time was the rocking, and you don't do that anymore because you got a remedy for that. So that's good to know. I'll keep an eye out for that. Anything else you're thinking about?
No, that was it.
So when do you anticipate, or you probably don't even know when you're going to have another media interaction after a game?
No, I don't know. If I just have another good game and we win.
Now, did Frazier get interviewed?
No.
Okay. Well, you can at least bet how many more weeks of the season you guys got?
I said like 3 weeks. Then we got 2 weeks. Then we got districts and playoffs.
Well, you can almost bet that district. You good?
Okay. No, I was telling my mom. She said in our area we don't do like too much media or like interviews.
Tell your mama say hello.
Tell them to say hi.
She said
hello.
They don't really come out to do media.
Yeah.
Sure. So my thought is that the districts may be different only because it's that, whether it is or not. And if you guys are successful and go forward, that'll be more people go out. But even if that's not the case, I think that the training you're getting right now is going to be really helpful because everything we're doing now in these sessions would actually be actual interviews you've had in your career that you had to learn from. So imagine each time we do like a mock interview, we probably got a handful, like 5 or 6 total right now. Imagine if that was 5 or 6 interviews you did, and considering you're not getting a lot of press just because of your location, that could be between what you're a sophomore now.
Yes.
That could be to your senior year that you had to go through all those like, oh, I'm learning. But what we're doing right now, we're condensing that. So when you do have an interview coming up, and you know what's happening, you're gonna employ all these things. So it won't be for naught. You'll be ready, with that. I like that. Let's with the remaining time that we have, let's do a let's push you to districts. How has your team fared in the, I'm just before we get into the interview, how has your team fared in the playoffs in the past? Y'all even been a
2 years ago, they won a district championship.
Hmm.
Last year, we got knocked out the first round.
That was your freshman year. Were you contributing a lot then?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And then 2 years ago you guys won a district championship.
Yes. I
Okay,
was
that's
in eighth
good.
grade.
Okay, that's good information for me as a reporter when I ask these questions. Okay, we'll go again. Let's do this one. Hey folks, it's Lindsey Hudson with SPS back in the building. You have just experienced the district championship. Wow, district championship win for what's your school's name again? Lance Cruz?
Lance Cruz High School, yeah.
All right, let the reporter do it over again. My bad. Hey, this is Lindsey Hudson with SPS back in the building here with Caron Williams after their district championship win. For the first time in about 2 seasons, Lance Cruz is going forward. Talk about what this experience was like for you, Caron.
We had a great run. We lost a lot of key players a couple years ago. And we just looking to come back next year and the year after that, the Tom's senior year.
Yeah. Lately you guys were kind of beating teams by a large margin, double-digit margin. This was a closer game. You want to talk a little bit about what that was like playing this game? It was much closer this time?
Oh, we played a great team. They got one of the top players in the state. And our game plan was on him. If we stopped him, we won the game just like we did tonight.
Yeah, let's get away from X's and O's for a little while, Caron. Talk a little bit about what your experience was like coming into this program after they had won, the district 2 years ago, and then you being a freshman and not having that win. What's that experience been like for you?
It was a great program. It's a great program to come into. I just know I need to work harder and just try to get one last year, but I couldn't. Unfortunately, we lost in the first round. But my sophomore year, we got one.
So what life lessons did you learn from that first round loss?
Just stay under composed. Let the game come to me. Yeah.
Okay, very well. And lastly, anything you want to say about your coach?
Oh, he's a great coach. Been here since 2011. He's helped me a lot, giving me my looks. Everybody on the team looks, and he's a great coach.
Okay, we'll stop it right there. So something went on with this last one, the latter part of it. What do you think about the latter part of this one? Because it seemed like it wasn't the one we had before, the one before that, where it was talk about the players a little bit more. You almost felt like you was in the district championship. You seemed a little bit more, caught up. What do you think about that? I mean, was I reading that wrong?
No, I don't know. I just didn't talk about my players.
Yeah, you locked up on me a little bit. It was fine because it would have been okay, but those are the moments you're going to get, man. Think about it. When scouts come out to games, they don't come out to preseason games. What games do they come to?
Playoffs and districts.
Playoffs and districts. So not only are the scouts coming out, that's when the media's going to lock in. So I know that was a mock interview, but you got to continue your A game all the way through the interview.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? I mean, I'm glad that we kind of talked to this scenario as we wrap this time up, but I think that's important to realize that, you're going to get a district playoff game, first of all. So that means there's a very good chance that you could be on the other side of the camera, talking after that's over. So you want to remember your high level of competing and playing has to continue even there, because the one we did, like the second to last one we did was A1. That was it. That's who you are. That's who you're going to be. That one right there was okay. It was all right, but it wasn't what you're capable of. I think we both can agree to that, right?
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. And it's not like you're going to be doing 4 or 5 interviews a day. The thing is that when that time comes, you're only going to do one.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the one. But I think you're capable of it. So with that, man, I think this is really good. Most importantly, I want you to better go and look over this and check that out and really dissect it, man. The last thing I'll say is I was watching a program on Sierra Canyon. I know you know where Sierra Canyon is and who plays out there. And one thing that they highlighted that I think was a good point, but also concerns me about this generation of athletes, like cats wasn't watching their media. They weren't watching their film. They put all the film on their phones, and cats like, and I just think that, man, you don't want to fall victim to that. And I'm not saying that you are, but just as you guys may have game film, watch this stuff too. Go back and watch. I ain't saying just watch it once, man. When I watch, like after I've gotten a reputation right now for having some of the best questions in our media sessions. I mean, I'm talking about from other reporters to people who watching, who people ain't even in the sports. And the other part of it is too, I've had Coach Thomas or Hall of Fame coach go through every emotion with the question I asked, from love to laughing to crying to cussing me out, and that's a good thing, which means that I'm going all over. So my point being is that's not because I just show up, but hey man, what you thinking? I go back and I look at the film. So man, take advantage of this. Go back and look at this film and dissect this and break this film down because this is part of your development as a player. You can be like, man, he's a really good player, man, but I don't think we want him on the team because I don't want to put him in front of the camera. I'm not saying that's your case. You're far from that. But that's how that plays into this when you talk about going here. Now, if you go just be at your high school and that's gonna be the story, okay, fine. But your mom sees something. I saw something when I first met you, and you showing it now. So go watch the film, check it out, dissect it, break it down, practice, get in the mirror and go through it. Practice just like you practice your J's, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm not gonna keep you, man. You go ahead. I'm gonna send you this recording shortly, and then we can figure out a time when we can meet again. So you play Wednesday, right?
Wednesday and Friday. Yeah.
Maybe Thursday will be good.
Thursday is perfect.
Okay, yeah, Thursday would be good because that's in between. Michigan State plays 11:30, 12:1. So maybe we shoot for Thursday at 3. You mean to put that down for now? Just for now?
Yeah, that's good. Thursday
Okay,
at
I'll
3.
put that down and we can confirm, okay?
Okay.
All right, man, you go ahead and do good, man. It's good to see you and take care, all right?
All right. Good to see you too. Thank
All
you.
right, yeah, you're welcome.